Have you ever spent your entire Saturday cleaning the house, scrubbing, folding, organizing, only to find yourself doing it all over again the next weekend? Why does the clutter always come back? Is it possible that the problem isn't you, but the way your home is set up? There's a quiet philosophy from the East that has helped generations live in spaces that stay effortlessly tidy, not because they clean more, but because they live differently. And today, I want to take you inside that philosophy, not with cleaning hacks, but with 7 powerful habits that transformed my home and my life from chaos to calm. What if I told you that your home could stay clean without the stress, that you could wake up without rushing and go to bed with peace of mind? And that the secret isn't in working harder, but in working with your space, not against it? Stay with me, because once you understand these habits, you'll never see home organization the same way again. It always starts the same way. You wake up on Saturday morning, already feeling a little guilty. The living room looks like a war zone. The kitchen counters are buried again. You sigh, tie up your hair, and get to work. By noon, everything is back in order. By Sunday night, a mug reappears on the table, a sweater draped on the chair, a paper left on the counter. And by Wednesday, it's like you never cleaned at all. Sound familiar? You might have blamed yourself. Maybe you thought, I'm just not organized, or I need to try harder. But what if I told you the problem isn't you? The real problem is that we were never taught how to create systems that work with us. Systems that quietly keep our homes in order, even when life gets busy. In Eastern cultures, especially in places like Japan, tidiness isn't a battle. It's a way of being. It's not about cleaning more. It's about designing your space and habits so clutter doesn't get the chance to build in the first place. Imagine living in a home that practically organizes itself. No weekend marathons, no daily frustration, just small, intentional actions that flow naturally into your routine. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 7 habits that completely shifted how I relate to my space. But these aren't just tips or tricks. They're rooted in simplicity, in peace, in the quiet joy of feeling at home, in your home. Let's begin with the first habit. It's so simple you'll almost overlook it, but it has the power to end clutter before it even starts. It's always just one thing: a pair of glasses left on the couch, a coffee mug you meant to rinse but forgot, a jacket draped over the back of a chair because you'll hang it up later. It doesn't feel like much, but slowly, those little laters pile up. And before you know it, your home begins to feel heavy again, like it's pressing down on you. That's why the first habit we begin with is this: always return things to the same place, every single time. It sounds almost too simple, but it's the simplicity that makes it powerful. When I first tried this, I started small. My reading glasses? Always on the tray beside my bed. TV remote? Always in the basket on the coffee table. My house keys? Always on the hook by the door. At first, I had to remind myself constantly, but after just a week, something shifted. I stopped looking for things, and I started feeling lighter, mentally and emotionally. Because when everything has a home, you no longer waste energy remembering, searching, or reorganizing. The real beauty of this habit isn't just about objects, it's about clarity. You're teaching your brain and your space that order is normal, that calm is standard, and the chaos, it simply doesn't get a chance to begin. So here's your first step. Pick one room in your home. Assign a home to every item you use daily, and commit, just for 1 week, to putting everything back in its place. You'll be amazed at the peace that grows from something so small. Now, what about the things that don't take long to do, but somehow never get done? That's where our next habit comes in. It's the golden rule that ended my procrastination forever. Let me ask you something. How many times have you seen a dish in the sink and thought, I'll wash it later? Or spotted a sock on the floor and said, I'll pick it up in a bit? And how often did that bit turn into a day? Or a week? We all do it. We don't ignore these little tasks because we're lazy. We ignore them because they seem so small that we think they don't matter. But they do. Because these tiny unfinished tasks pile up quietly until your space feels overwhelming and the mess feels like it came out of nowhere. That's where the 1-minute rule comes in. If something takes less than 60 seconds, do it right now. No list, no reminder, no later. Just do it. Wipe that kitchen counter. Fold that throw blanket. Drop that letter in the mail pile. Hang up your coat. Change the trash bag. These are 1-minute actions, but their impact is massive. When I started following this rule, I was shocked by the difference, not just in how my home looked, but how I felt in it. It felt like I had a little invisible assistant, quietly keeping things in order. Except that assistant was just me, 60 seconds at a time. And the best part? At the end of the day, I'd look around and think, wow, I didn't even clean. And yet everything looks nice. The truth is, we don't need hours of cleaning. We just need tiny decisions made at the right moment. So the next time you think, I'll do it later, ask yourself, could I do it now, in 1 minute? You'll be amazed how quickly those minutes add up to a calmer, cleaner home. But what if your home is filled with too much stuff, things you don't use, don't love, and don't even remember owning? That's when we turn to the next habit. And it just might be the most freeing one yet. Her name was Carol. She was 63, newly retired, and finally had the time to enjoy her home. But instead of feeling peaceful, she felt crowded. Every closet was packed, drawers barely closed. The garage hadn't seen a car in 10 years. It's like I'm living in a storage unit, she told me, and I don't even know what half this stuff is anymore. Carol isn't alone. Many of us grew up with the mindset that more is better. More dishes, more clothes, more decorations, just in case. But here's the truth no one tells us. You can't organize clutter. You can shift it, you can hide it, you can stack it neatly. But unless you let go of what you don't use, you'll always be drowning in stuff. That's why the third habit is so powerful. Keep only what you use and love. If it's broken, unused, duplicated, or brings you stress instead of joy, it's time to let it go. I know it's not easy. Every item feels like a memory, a possibility, maybe someday. But the space it takes is your present. So here's how you begin. Pick one category, just one. Maybe it's mugs. You don't need 14 when you only use 3. Or coats. Keep the ones that fit your life now, not the life you had 15 years ago. Ask yourself, do I use this? Do I love this? Would I buy this again today? And then, release. Give it to someone who needs it. Donate it. Let it move on so you can move forward. Because every object you let go of is space you gain back. Not just physical space, but mental clarity, emotional lightness, and a feeling of enoughness. Carol did it. She started with just one shelf, and a month later, she called me and said, I finally feel like this is my home, not a museum of my past. Letting go isn't about losing things, it's about gaining freedom. And once you've cleared the excess, there's a beautiful opportunity to create a rhythm that keeps your space effortlessly tidy, with just 5 minutes a day. Let's be honest. No one wants to spend their weekend vacuuming under furniture or scrubbing sinks. But for years, that's exactly what I did. Every Saturday morning became a marathon of cleaning because the mess had piled up all week long. It felt like hitting the reset button, only to watch the mess slowly creep back in by Tuesday. That's when I discovered the power of the 5-minute ritual. It sounds too simple to work. But here's the truth. A little bit, done daily, beats a lot done occasionally. Instead of letting clutter and dust build up until it demands hours of your time, you give it just 5 intentional minutes, every evening. Here's what mine looks like. Wipe down kitchen counters. Fluff the pillows on the couch. Toss stray shoes into the closet. Hang up jackets. Check the bathroom, empty trash if needed. Put away anything that wandered during the day. It's quick, it's light. And the best part? It doesn't feel like cleaning. It feels like resetting, like tucking your home in for the night. And the payoff is huge. You wake up the next morning to a space that feels peaceful. There's no overwhelm, No anxiety, just a quiet sense of order. This habit also changes your relationship with your home. Instead of viewing cleaning as a big, dreaded chore, it becomes a natural rhythm, like brushing your teeth or making your bed, and you reclaim your weekends. You can rest, go for a walk, spend time with family, without the guilt of a messy house hanging over your head. So tonight, when the day winds down, try it. Just 5 minutes. You'll be amazed how something so small can create such a deep sense of peace. Now that we've created a cleaner, lighter home, it's time to talk about how we use that space. Because when every room serves too many purposes, even the cleanest home can feel chaotic. Have you ever sat down to eat, but had to move a pile of mail off the dining table first? Or tried to sleep, with your laptop still open beside you, blinking in the dark? We don't notice it at first, but little by little, our homes begin to blur. The dining room becomes the office. The bedroom becomes the laundry station. The kitchen counter hosts everything from bills to backpacks. And before long, even the cleanest space feels wrong. That's because our brains crave clear zones. One function per space, one purpose per area. When activities overlap, your mind does too. You try to rest where you work. You try to eat where you pay bills. And it leaves you feeling scattered, rushed, unfocused. That's why the next habit is simple but life-changing. Give every activity its own home. Even in a small house or apartment, this is possible. It's not about having more space. It's about assigning space intentionally. Here's how it might look. The dining table is for meals, not laptops, not junk mail. The bed is for rest, no emails, no scrolling under the covers. The couch is for relaxing, not folding laundry. Your desk is for focused work, not snacks, receipts, or clutter. When each space has a purpose, your brain adapts. You eat more mindfully, you sleep more deeply, you work more efficiently, and your home begins to breathe again. Everything feels more spacious, not because it got bigger, but because it got clearer. So tonight, take a little walk through your home. Ask yourself, what is this space for? And is it serving that purpose or stealing from it? The moment you create boundaries between spaces, you create peace within them. And now that we've created physical clarity, let's talk about time. Because there's one habit that transformed not just how my home felt, but how I felt every morning when I opened my eyes. For years, my mornings looked like this, rushing to find clean clothes, spilling coffee because I was trying to pack my bag and eat at the same time, forgetting things, keys, notes, even appointments, because my mind was already scrambled before I stepped out the door. Sound familiar? The mess didn't start in the morning. It started the night before. That's when I learned one of the most powerful habits of all. Prepare for tomorrow tonight. It takes just 10 minutes, but it gives you back your entire morning. Here's what my nighttime ritual looks like now. I lay out my clothes, shoes, accessories, everything. I pack my bag with anything I'll need: papers, chargers, water bottle. I wipe down the kitchen and prep breakfast basics. I do a quick sweep of the house. Are the dishes done? Is the trash taken out? Is anything out of place? Then I glance at my calendar for the next day. That's it. And the results? They're deeper than I expected. I go to bed with a quiet mind, because I'm not mentally juggling a list of don't forget so's. I wake up calm, not rushed, and my home greets me like an ally, not an obstacle course. This one habit taught me that peace doesn't happen by accident. It's prepared. It's chosen. It's built, one small step at a time. So tonight, before you turn off the lights, try it. Take 10 minutes. Because when your day begins with order, your mind follows, and the rest of your life tends to align too. Now, we've covered how to organize your space, but there's one final habit that goes beyond systems and checklists. It's not about what you do. It's about how you see everything around you. And it has the power to change not just your home, but your heart. Some people talk to their plants. But I started talking to my coffee mug. I know, it sounds silly, But hear me out. One morning, while rinsing out the mug I use every day, I paused. And for the first time, I thought, you've been with me through quiet mornings, long afternoons, and late night thinking. Thank you. That was the moment I realized our homes aren't just spaces, they're partners. Everything you own serves you. Your coat protects you. Your bed holds you. Your favorite chair supports you while you rest. Even the broom helps you clear away what no longer belongs. But somewhere along the way, we began seeing these objects as burdens, as chores, as stuff we have to deal with. And that mindset creates resistance. It turns cleaning into punishment. It makes decluttering feel like sacrifice. It adds emotional weight to every drawer we open. But here's what changes everything: gratitude. When you pick up your clothes, don't grumble. Think, this keeps me warm and helps me feel good. When you wash the dishes, think, these helped me nourish myself and my family. When you organize your desk, remind yourself, this space lets me think, create, and grow. Suddenly, every act of organization becomes an act of care, of presence, of love. And over time, your home begins to feel different. Not because the walls changed, but because you did. You move slower, smile more, feel deeper peace, not just in your living room, but in your heart. So the next time you fold a blanket or wipe a counter, pause, say thank you. Because the more you love your space, the more it loves you back. These 7 habits aren't just about keeping your house clean. They're about building a life that feels lighter, calmer, and more intentional. Start with 1. Let it become second nature, then add another. Over time, you'll find that your home becomes a mirror, reflecting not stress or chaos, but peace, clarity, and care. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which habit are you going to start with? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe, because this journey to a more peaceful home has only just begun.